Eureka. We're going to call it Eureka, okay? The Eureka moment of some kind, or a shocking, surprising email, phone call, or bit of news coming your way, but you welcome it, you wanted it. Lunatic astrology. Hello, fellow Aries. This is a month of May 2026, and you're going to feel a lot of energy. That's an understatement. You have a stellium that began to build up in your sign in April, and it's continuing to really, really hit you hard in hopefully positive ways with Mars in his great kingdom of dignity in Aries, and also with Mercury supporting him. But we're going to break down how this month looks in terms of week by week forecasts for you. And there's a lot of shifts coming on to your sky that may really orient you towards a new purpose in life, new directions in your career, and some interesting new ways for money to be fulfilled in your world, new money making endeavors. In this video, though, we're going to settle in. You are probably going to get a lot of attention compared to some of the other signs. We're usually here for 30 minutes, but because there's just so much going on with that Aries stellium in your sign, holy man, it's so rare. We're going to dig in a little deeper for you. So welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Lothian, and this is a Western Tropical Zodiac Astrology. In our next half hour together, I'm going to be going through every single thing that matters to your sign, sun, moon, and rising. Sun sign, it is your career purpose and your true essential nature. It is the avatar player, like the game player, the avatar in the simulation. The role being played is your rising sign, but it's very circumstantially accurate. So listen for sure to your rising sign. If you don't know how to cast your chart in whole sign houses and also find out your rising sign, and you will need a birth time, every video of mine has a tutorial underneath it to take a little free 7-minute video tutorial with me and learn how to do that using online free software. We're all using whole sign houses as a house system in YouTube astrology for general bell curve astrology. If you don't cast your chart in whole sign houses and you're trying to look at Placidus, you'll probably be a little bit confused. Once you go whole sign, you never go back. It is the ancient tradition. I tell all of my students, stick with it once you start. And finally, the moon is your feeling nature, but it also can represent your mother. It can also represent your nest and your home. I always say, like nothing like an eclipse to the moon to move you to a new home. That's why I'm leaving this beautiful home behind for another beautiful home in June. Eclipse to my moon in the spring. All right. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you are new and you haven't tried me out before, try liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I put out a lot of content, always all sign. All right. Just before I start talking to you about this month ahead, I have to remind everybody that we have 3 moons this month. I hope I don't forget. We have a blue moon kind of thing, a third lunation at the end of the month. But we are going to experience a lot of lunar activity at the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, the end of the month. And the other thing about this month ahead is that pretty well the first 3 weeks are just smooth sailing. A lot of good energy in the sky, a lot of flow in the sky, more or less, compared to the last week of the month. The last week of the month, you, me, and the world might be doing a little bit of grinding of tea. So be aware of that. And if you want to learn how to do this yourself, instead of listening to me every month, come to my intermediate to advanced beginner divine timing masterclass. We are 5 weekends in May. You'll get this video dropped before the beginning of May, but if you miss the first class, you can always get the second or third. You can sign up for the individual modules, and you can also sign up for all 5 modules at once, and we'll be having 2 weekly Q&As, and it is a live Saturday course with me. The content's yours forever. Evergreen, keep it forever. It's yours to keep once you learn these 5 ancient divine timing tools. More information about the course is in the description box below. All right, let's say Aries, the first thing you should pay attention to as we begin the month is May 1st, full moon. I will be rolling the chart around for the next half hour, so let's set it up so you can see exactly what I'm telling you to look at. The beginning of the month, we see the Aries stellium here, and of course you've been feeling a lot of that energy last month as we begin to build it up. Mars moved into your sign last month in April on around the 9th, 10th. If you felt like you weren't getting your mojo going and you were kind of stuck and stalled out, then probably like around the 9th or 10th of April, you started to get your act together, and now you're going to continue in that mode as well. You see, Mars is your sign's lord, and he's doing his best for your sun, your career, your moon, which is your home and nest and feelings, and your rising, your character in the simulation. He's doing his damn friggin' best to really, really help you. And he's happy in Aries. He's full of his decision-making, action-taking, momentum, drive, ambition, and willpower. And he's going to be doing that vibe for you all the way through to his exit in your sign, which won't even occur until May the 19th. So you still are running a good course of his energy through your sky. So be aware of that. And you will be able to use this, like your decision-making power, your drive and ambition are unstoppable. Now, that's a temperament for how you're feeling, perhaps. Let's go ahead and look at the full moon that's happening here on the 11th degree. It'll be here on the 11th degree of the sign of Scorpio. It's a full light, like a torchlight or a flashlight in your house of other people's money and unearned income. It could be taxes. It could be a fulfillment around an inheritance, a spousal support agreement, or some chunk of money that comes from the ancestral line or from the sale of a property. All these are possible given Jupiter's position in a trine to that full moon. It's positive on your money. And with an exalted sun being reflected from the second house, I'm going to make it simple. A positive fulfillment on a money front. It may have been coming off of money seeds that you planted way back in the day around November the 19th when we had a new moon in the same place. But Jupiter is loving this one up with such grace. I think you're going to feel financially fortunate coming off this lunation of May 1st. And don't forget, the lunation of May 1st will unfold events 2 weeks after. Well, you see the tonal quality of what we're talking about. And then up to 6 months later, you still have that flush energy on the financial front. And some of you might even be able to buy a home or sell a home and prosper. Again, inheritances, spousal support, and joint shared resources with the partner are all a part of what this can be about in a very positive way. I talk fast, slow me down on the playback speed. I'm trying to get in 30 minutes everything you need to know. On May the 1st to the 3rd, around that time, May 1 to 3, Venus will sextile Saturn, which means that you can endure and persist and dig in, okay? Like, with fixity, with an inability to give up. You won't give up. Well, it's not really fixed energy. It's air and fire. But the point is that Venus and Saturn together are hard work. Love is hard, money is hard, but in this case, sextile, but it's easier than you thought it would be. Now, it can be that you're going to be working hard at something with Venus's support in this first 3 days of the month to do with your social media landscape, teaching and writing, short distance travel may be involved at the same time, or matters connected to marketing and selling and writing. And Saturn is giving you the backbone to finish something or do something, and Venus is giving you the creative, artistic spark or just a sense of goodness. If you make money in the online sphere, this could also be Venus trying to help you level up a little bit. She is going to square the node of fate in the house of digital income, borderless revenue, or money from foreign places, while Saturn's having her sort of grind into it to make it true, to make it happen. I know Saturn's fallen, but you can't make everything about the dignity of a planet. He's still the ruler of your career. The downside would be feeling like you are working too hard at something to do with writing, marketing, selling, teaching, communicating, and you might just be feeling a little bit tired. Okay. But otherwise it could be positive. And then on the May 2 to 7th, the whole week, May 2nd to the 7th of the month, you'll even feel it beginning on May 1st, Mars will square Jupiter. Now, Mars and Jupiter together are fortunate action, or action that can be quite prosperous or successful, or fortunate action and decisions that are prosperous, expansive, and successful. Well, Mars is in dignity and Saturn is in his exaltation. So they're both in very strong condition. You'll make a decision or take an action that has to do with prosperity connected to land, property, real estate, and home. Or if you have any situation in your home where you have children living in the home, there may be a very important turning point in the relationship to children in your home. And if anyone is teaching in and from the home, you're having some serious pivot point actions and decisions. Squares bring those on, but you are in good shape with Mars to know exactly how to pivot. Pivotal turning points that are fortunate for you happen here. If you're moving, and some of you may choose to try to move here, you may be moving because of, in this kind of chart, I'd say a bigger, better, more prosperous, more fancy home. It may also involve decisions to do that as well, and action you wish to take in order to move your home. And trust your instincts, trust your bold Aries true self to know which direction to go. And then we go on and talk about the May, the 4th and 5th, just that little tight space in there, May 4, 5. Mercury will square Pluto. Mercury is information, news, and understanding, and Pluto is what is usually unseen or hidden from view. So one way, something you didn't know or couldn't see may be revealed, connected to a sibling one older. It could be connected to something in your workspace. A friend may reveal an unknown secret, an unknown. Oops. What am I talking about? On the 4th and the 5th, where is Mercury going to be? Hang on, pause the button. You're my first sign, guys. This is what happens when I do this. Yeah, no, we can't possibly square Pluto. What am I looking at? Sorry, I got to square that away with reality. Apologize, guys. Aries, you get to go first when I record, you see. So my brain is like, wow. Oh, yeah, he's moving into Taurus. So we're not quite there, but we're going to move ourselves forward to May 4th. That's what I'm squaring. So when we get to May 4th and 5th, here we have Mars in Taurus, and he's in a square, which is a difficult angle to Pluto. Now, this can be about secrets revealed, still the same thing, to do with an elder sibling, one above you, or a friend. And it may connect to issues of power, control, and money. It could be a difficult conversation with a sibling, one older, or a friend. And it may also involve any sibling in general and conversations that are challenging about money, because, of course, Mercury is a ruler of the categorical third house of siblings. If not, then you might have a very intense moment regarding money and prosperity and wealth connected to your gains in your career. I don't mind Mercury here in Taurus. He's good at marketing and selling, is good at buying a possession you need. But it's just one of those moments, Mercury, Pluto, you might get some inner insight, X-ray vision into something you need to know on the financial front connected to your career. I don't think it's bad. I just think it is a thing. All right, so let's move on and talk about the second week of the month. We start off with the Sun and Jupiter in a beautiful sextile. Sun in Taurus, of course, is where the Sun is traveling from about the third week of April to the third week of May. And as the Sun is in the sign of Taurus, we find that the Sun is making good moves. Good vibrations would be a good song. Good vibrations as it applies toward Jupiter in the 4th house. Jupiter in the 4th house, prosperity, wealth, about home, in home, from home, financial abundance in the home, expansion of the home, growing into a larger home, bigger home or prosperous home. Those are vibes. It would also be money from mom or dad or the inheritances up the family line. And as we see this really taking form, you'll feel it to be building up more intensely around May the 7th, and it will be in play as a very positive feeling all the way through until the 11th or so of the month. And so we can really count on something good trying to happen. And really at this kind of angle the Sun is making, the sextile is flow, ease, and grace. It's just a generally good feeling. Also, you'll notice that as we hit May 6th, just before we head into the week of the 7th to the 14th, we have a beautiful triangle in the sky. That triangle is called an earth trine, and it's going to open up financial prosperity, flow, ease, and grace connected to work, money, and career matters because you've been working hard, you've been stoic, and you've been disciplined. And this is where you see the payola or the payoff. So we're going to, for every sign, maybe not forget that grand trine is beautiful. And the South Node is where you have past life experiences, but also where you're letting go, releasing, and surrendering, perhaps something connected to your work, to your work routines in order for this triangle to give you the financial blessings. So you might have to release a job, release a way of working, release a work pattern, particularly working way too hard in this chart. All right, the next thing to pay attention to as we move through the story, I think that the idea that Mercury will now sextile Jupiter after the Sun means it's a 1-2 punch, right? So the thing that first happens again in another way. It's not different. It's the first phase and the second phase. So let me show you that so you can see what I mean. So we'll see the Sun be pretty exact to that energy here on May the 11th. So I'm going to actually extend my time frame then that I said. I'm going to say from the 7th until about the 13th. It's really being felt, or the 9th to the 13th, Sun and Jupiter. And then Mercury takes his position and follows through next. So from about the 11th of the month until here, 11th to I give it to the 11th to the 13th. I'm just going to change my notes. I like the 11th to the 13th, then Mercury takes over. The sun is shining some opportunity financially into your world that Jupiter wants to grow into quite a bit of abundance. And then Mercury is transactional. The details, the conversation, the legal filings, the signing of documents, the decisions that you're making financially and taking conversations or documentation into it. Of course, you could also be able to purchase or sell something and receive quite a lot of abundance from that process. And I think it's one story in 3 parts. And lastly, but not leastly, because the sun starts the process, right, and begins this whole thing, there's going to be a kazimi coming up, pay attention. The sun is a ruler of your 5th house. So it can be money coming to you in ways connected to your children, romantic love partner, but also winning money. And the reason it could be winning money, and we're starting to feel it building up on the 7th and kind of culminating by the 13th, is the sun is the ruler of your house of good fortune, where we can financially win money. So I want you to be very available for the idea of a lottery win or something between the 7th or some kind of winning of a ticket. Mercury represents tickets between the 7th and the 13th. All right. So that's good news. So buy a ticket, know your limit, and play within it, as we say in Canada. We have a little saying so people don't spend all of their money on a lottery ticket. On the May 14th date, the sun and Mercury will become one. You can see it building right here. And on the 14th, le voila, it is a kazimi. Now, 23 degrees of Taurus, there is a beautiful intensity of a new beginning and a fresh start. There's something that Mercury is trying to do to reboot you. Oh, it's about money. It's about earnings. It's about your resources. And it's going to be something like a new beginning. And pay attention. I'll be doing a webinar. Come to my Mercury free webinar where we're going to download some insights and do a meditation on this. I teach Mercury Kazimi webinars every time there's a Kazimi. This Kazimi is a superior conjunction. I won't go into all the details. Come to class, but it still counts. There's a reset over the next 6 weeks from May 14th. Watch what new money sources, new ideas, new ways of earning money are going to come to you. It's a new beginning of some kind. It'll take about 6 weeks on average to unfold clear signals of what this new beginning will be. But in all ways that I see it, it's positive. Okay, there's nothing harsh happening in it, around it, or to it. And it's in a broad sextile to Jupiter. And the ways you make money can increase the size of your home, allow you to sell a home, buy a better home. Maybe this is because you're selling a home. The sun is the gains of the home. Maybe this kazimi allows for an offer on your property, but it's all going to feel like a new beginning financially, blessed by Lord Jupiter. And it will bring more money to you in a very positive way. In new beginnings and new ways. So new, not something you've done before. That's the key word. All right. Then we're going to take a quick look at the next story. And that will be the idea of the next moon on May the 16th. It will be brand new. It will be at 25 degrees of Taurus. So there's a starting of something fresh and new in your finances. We're seeing a lot of financial fresh start energy here for you. And we need to take you back to your sign, which we will do. And let's go all the way back so I can hold you there. So the new moon will occur. It will be at 25 degrees. It's a moon that's exalted, right? Exaltation is power and strength for the lunation. It's going to be on the 16th. It's going to be at 25 Taurus, and it's going to be very powered up by Mercury, also embedded within the moon itself. So new beginnings and fresh starts, and Mercury wants to participate in this one. He can increase more money or new money directions through teaching, marketing, selling, and social media at websites or short distance journeys and travel. And he can also amplify money in new ways and different ways of doing your job and your work. These are his 3rd and 6th house rulerships. Most of you will find a new direction that brings you more passion, pleasure, and joy, while it increases your financial wellness and reboots you in some money way. So you're on a new beginning. The new moon will happen to show you the true face of what it's about over the first 2 weeks after. But understand that it unfolds over the course of a whole 6 months. On May the 16th to about the 20th, Venus and Mars are in a beautiful romantic partnership. It's a sextile, but it's got sizzle. It's made of air and it's made of fire. You've got the fire, baby. You are sizzling with desire and you're talking to Venus. You could go on a romantic getaway and boy, are you guys all sexually chemistry hot as hell. If you're looking for love and you want sexual chemistry, then look no longer later than May 16th to about the 20th, where the cosmic lovers are dancing together. If you want love and you don't have it and you're looking for love, then find new love stories emerging because you're online dating, traveling, wandering through the local neighborhood, or you might even just be, introduced to somebody in the local environment, or you meet somebody through a sibling. If you're looking for relationships, you'll find them that way. If you're not looking for a relationship and you have one, good news. Venus is the lord of commitment in your chart. And when she sizzles up with Mars and you've got a lot of passion in your loins, male or female, it means that you're going to have a very nice romantic, affectionate, maybe sexually sizzling time with some person. Again, it could involve travel, could involve the local neighborhood, but if it's with someone you're already committed to or know very well because she rules your 7th house, then this is just simply a hot time in bed, more or less likely, okay? Including the possibility for taking some short travel with someone and having fun and romance there too. And you'll see that it's playing out right here on May the 16th. So no complaints. And that it is exact, like it hits the peak of the sizzle dizzle here to your life. Well, it is pretty exact on May 16th. So we're going to back it up just a smidgen and give you the full range. Oh, come on. I apologize. I'm not moving properly through the chart. You're always my first one. Be forgiving because, okay, I said day and we're going to go ahead by a day. Okay. You're going to feel it. I think I was pretty well right. The 16th. That's not what I'm trying to do. The 16th, the 17th, it's exact on the 17th, the 18th, okay? 16th, 17th, and 18th. Holy man. And it might, it's really that, the 16th to the 18th. What the hell is that, guys? So have fun. Love the one you're with. Enjoy the sex, whatever's going on. It looks pretty happy. Is there anything else it could be? Yes, you're passionately engaged in teaching, writing, communicating, marketing, and selling, and you're really just making money at it or kicking ass or something. What just happened? I'm losing my mind. Okay, so that's the story right here. Right, it looks like romantic travel to me, humbly speaking. Could be that. Now, watch what's going to happen on May the 19th. We have sign change of 2 planets at once. This is the same sizzle, but a different story. Now we have passion and drive regarding home, property, land, real estate. It could involve relocation and moving. It could involve a passion and excitement about buying stuff, spending money on something beautiful for your home. Beautiful for your home is what I'd say. This sign change is the same energy applied to different stories. So then from the 19th to about the 21st, you're going to feel another vibe of the beautiful cosmic lovers here. So first one's definitely got more romance. This is like, what is this? This is like money, spending, earnings, passion, creativity. And it could be, again, about beautifying your home by spending to beautify your home, getting objects for your home that you really want, and just go for it. And I told you, this is like a great sky, right? I love April, and then it gets gnarly at the end of the month, but the beginning is quite positive. Mercury will sextile Neptune around the 19th as well. And Mercury is the messenger, like some information or news to communicate. You'll feel it on the 17th, 18th, and 19th, right? So the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th, you're going to find that if you want to, let's see, get some information or ideas for writing, for your social media landscape, you're using your imagination to pioneer some new idea. Mercury conjunct Uranus is also like a breakthrough. Let's put it exact for you. right here, like a divine download, a shocking new idea, a sudden clarification of a communications project. It's a surge of the mind, of your ideas. It's like you're coming through with the original breakthroughs of some kind. I like that a lot. So pay attention if specifically it's going to be more exact on the 17th and it's going to be more exact on the 18th. Okay, both of those are very important. I'm going to put this on my notes because somehow I missed it. So I am in the right year, right? Yeah. The 17th, 18th, we have Eureka. We're going to call it Eureka, okay? The Eureka moment of some kind, or a shocking, surprising email, phone call, or bit of news coming your way, but you welcome it. You want it. It trines Pluto. It powers you up. It could involve success, celebrity, gains in the career. You could go viral on something if you're in the social media landscape on the 17th and 18th of the month. And Venus blessing the whole thing and the moon down there could definitely look like something viral for anyone in that realm of viral hits. All righty, let's talk about moving forward a bit further into the month. We come into a kind of a disillusionment or disenchantment in money or love stories, or a clarification about an area of uncertainty and confusion. And that's going to be May 21st to the 22nd, when Venus will square Neptune. Now, Venus has come a long way, baby, through the sign of Gemini, where she has been traveling from May 19th. And so, where she's been traveling since April the 24th to May 18th. All right. So that's a long stay for her. Now she's at 29 degrees on the 18th. And this is her last degree in Gemini. And as she was getting into that last degree position, she's crossing the sign boundary. And now on the 19th, she ends up in this tussle with Neptune. This tussle with Neptune will be felt as early as the 19th, and it will be precise around the 21st, 22nd. Okay. So the 19th to the 21st, 22nd, where is there disillusionment around something that you couldn't see clearly, Aries, that might have to do with commitment and long-term love, domicile, domestic love, moving in, living together, property sale, purchasing or buying, and a sense of some uncertain confusion or delusion being more clarified. All right, being more clear to you, sober-minded clarity thanks to Saturn. And we're going to get more of that later in the month. On the other hand, the way you can use a Neptune-Venus, even in a square, is to be very creative, artistic, and inspired to be that way in and from your home, including decorating your home in new ways, finding a painter, buying new furniture, and getting into decorating mode as well. All right, we continue and we talk next about the Sun and Uranus. Remember how Mercury and Uranus co-joined each other? And I said there might be a surprise there, and I called it Eureka, but it can be emails, phone calls, and news, but flowing to Pluto, positive, powerful, and wealth-inducing. Well, then the next time that happens is with the Sun. When the Sun is co-joined with Uranus, now we're going to say illuminating, lighting you up. It could inspire passion, inspiration, enthusiasm, creative, artistic, and entrepreneurial success. If you're a writer, it's all about writing breakthroughs, and you might be coming into a time of high creativity regarding projects that do with writing, teaching, communicating, marketing, and selling. And because it's connected to your fifth house vis-a-vis the Sun, it's about feeling inspired by what you're doing and enjoying the ride. And because it hooks up to Pluto, it brings you professional wealth. Not too shabby. Mercury sextile Saturn, that's just information, news, or communication that you're doing by leaning in to elbow grease, discipline, structure, and hard work. Don't be afraid to ask others to support you, because Saturn here can make you do it all yourself, like just I can do it all alone. And that's not true. You need others to help you. And you can bring partners and allies into your life to support whatever hard work you're doing. But if you're a seller, marketer, writer, communicator, teacher, it's extraordinarily positive for you. Mercury is a protector of travelers. You may have an unexpected opportunity in this month to travel somewhere. And this would be making it real, buying the ticket, setting the dates and all of that. Unexpected Uranus, but make it real Saturn travel. May also involve siblings. And there may be a lot going on in the life of your siblings, particularly a sibling one younger or two younger than you. And some of what we're seeing is that story. Pay attention to Mercury and Saturn sextiling. You're going to feel it building around the 20th or so, and it will be exact around the 22nd. 23rd. All right. Finally, we're going to get to the very last week of the month. The last week of the month can be a bit of a challenge because we've got a very difficult square from Mars to Pluto. And the downside is that Mars is no longer in his happy place. He moves in the last week of the month into Taurus. He'll be in the sign of Taurus in a place of what we call exile or detriment. So he's not very strong here from May the 19th to June the 28th. Between May the 19th and June the 28th, you might have things going on where you feel you want to conserve money and spend less, or you're spending more than you want and it's making you anxious. Spending more than what you want to spend your money on is a definite risk here. So be careful you don't overspend. Overspending connected to property, home, land, and real estate in particular may be a theme to watch out for. I'm giving you a warning. So when I see Mars here, all right, and he'll be here, as I said, May 19th to June 28th, it's particularly May the 19th, okay, until about June 13th, that overspending connected to pleasurable objects for your home that you really want and like is more of a risk. And it's more particularly true, as I said in the very beginning, like May 22nd to about May 24th. Spend less. Be cautious about big purchases. You might regret it. Jupiter and Venus in your fourth house is go big or go home. But do you really need an Ethan Allen sofa? Why don't you just get like a, IKEA sofa, right? That's what I'm trying to get at here. All right. Well, the other thing is that square to Pluto, which is a world event story, right? It's not really usually our little world. This is like not good for, detonations and stuff. But in your life, you may have a need to really have a discussion, a conversation about money or wealth with somebody that you have to have a bold discussion, but you might be passive aggressive around money matters with a sibling, one older, a friend, or somebody in your colleague, coworker, associate community. Mars is just rarely kind of pushing when he doesn't want to push. He's a bulldozer in your money house. You're bulldozing through your money house, right? And if it's not like hardship, then it's effort that feels hard. You're putting a lot of dynamic willpower, but it's like a bulldozer and it's pushing the mud or something and it's really sticky and you're trying to be passionately engaged in making money. And that's going to be true, right? For a while, May 19th to June 28th. And Pluto is trying to give you the wealth in your earnings from your career house, but it may feel like a lot of work and you might feel a little bit like begrudging of it. So be careful. Like I would say, try to find the balance in how you drive your ambition and will and action when it comes to making money between May 19th and June 28th. So if I was to give you advice, I don't do any work in June like me. I'll have my Aries sun, right? And moon. I think I'm going to lay off after my class finishes the last weekend in May, and I probably won't push myself to work hard until June 28th. I'll take some time off, for example. And the sun is trining Pluto also May 23rd-ish to 26th. The sun is shining a light in your third house, and Pluto, of course, is up here. This is positive energy. This means lots of momentum of power, influence, financial success from one's career, actualization of career success as a matter of, I'm all powered up here. But it flows to your place where you would be busy doing the online stuff, the writing or the communicating, or the marketing or the selling, even in your local neighborhood, or the teaching. And there's two things happening at once, right? This tension here, but look at this. So at some level, something is going very well. Sometimes it's the price of success. You just might have a lot of success in your career at this time and feel a little overwhelmed. Or there could be some travel connected to siblings that you're planning or taking around the same time, which again is around May the 23rd to the 26th. Then Venus will square Saturn, where money is hard, love is hard. Persevering and disciplining in money and love matters feels hard, the 27th and the 29th of the month. Okay, it just means that you have, when push comes to shove, which it will feel like when push comes to shove, there's shove. This is Venus moving through your fourth house. If you're with somebody and you live with, a romantic, committed love partner, then this is tension in that relationship. There's no two ways about it. And if you have children in the home or anyone you live with, there's tension in the home. Venus is with Jupiter. Jupiter is trying to protect her. This is about expansion, growth, prosperity, joy, and enjoyment in the home. But a square to Saturn, which you're going to feel most exact around the 27th, 28th, 29th, is going to feel like this is like a marathon and my feet are hurting and I got bunions and I got blisters. I mean, this is too hard. So if you're not with someone, don't start a new relationship under this sky. Just do not, especially because as we see this square forming, the moon is in the house of commitment. And this could lead to a fracture of commitment in a committed love story, to a sense of obligation, duty, and frustration. So don't start something new here. And if someone's cohabitating with you who's committed to you, then this is going to be a turning point moment. Now, it can be a sobering moment, a realistic moment, like looking at the relationship through the eyes of realism and being really practical about what to do in this love relationship. Okay, that's another way it can play out. And it could even be an invitation to get serious about getting married or not. Saturn rules your house of weddings. And so there can be that kind of, but when you come to the grinding moment of realization, if you're not getting married to this person, then maybe this isn't your person. That kind of feeling goes on here. If you're already married, of course, that's just fine. It's a whole other story. There's tension in the home with someone you live with and with your significant other as well. I mean, it could be anything. Someone didn't do the dishes, for God's sakes, And we'll see also that we have on May 31st, full moon in Sag at 9 degrees. Yay. Okay, I want you to go back to December 19th. Of 2025, when we had a new moon around 28 degrees of Sagittarius. Now we have a full moon on the Sagittarius sky, a fulfillment or a completion or a follow-up, a ripening or a harvesting regarding something you're trying to accomplish or wish to accomplish, and you planted seeds there in mid-December, to do with long-distance foreign travel, legal and court cases, and publishing and book publishing. So funny. I went to Mexico in December hoping to write my book proposal for Eileen, my astrology agent, who's probably given up on me by now. And this would be a fulfillment of my original plan. So it could indicate for some of us, you planted a seed. Now you fulfill the seed in the ninth house. The ninth house is also a house where we can find ourselves spiritually, like meditation or spiritual paths we wish to follow. And if you wanted to sort of find a new spiritual direction, like basically that could be what this is about as well. You've been looking for a way to connect to God, and now you're going to fulfill it because you're going to join a church, a mosque, a synagogue, a meditation community, etc. And let's take it back to you. Okay, so the moon will be full here. I can't get it exact for you without skipping a beat. It'll be on May 31st. It'll be at 9 degrees up here. I think the good news about this, if you ask me, is that the moon will reflect a good sky here with Mercury in Gemini. It's ideal for those of you who want to create publishing projects or writing publishing projects, or you want to create a course you want to teach or something like that, or you want to do video filmography projects for a longer term vision or goal in your life. There's a lot of the Dharma and alignment with purpose. This moon is going to try to course correct if you've been veering off your purpose. All right. Don't forget, my Divine Timing Masterclass is starting up. I'd love to have you there. We'll be starting on May the 2nd every Saturday. And you don't have to sign up for all the courses. I mean, you might get just video a week into the month of May. Not a big deal. Then what you're going to do is you're going to sign up for the ones that are still available because I'm teaching them live. So if you're not in class with me, it's not like I just give you the module. You know what I mean? You got to be there or be square. I'll see you guys in class. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I think you're going to be the longest video I do because that stellium. I don't intend everyone to be maybe whatever this is, 35 to 40 minutes. I hope not. Have a great month, fellow Aries. I'll see you in the next one. Well, astrology is the map. It is the terrain of time. And in our course, the Divine Timing Masterclass, we're going to be learning about 5 very powerful precision tools in astrology to time your best life. But here is the thing. This is a course that takes ancient timing tools and Time Lord tools, and yes, helps you navigate reality with greater ease and flow and even luck because you know how to work with it. But it is not the only part that astrology offers you. It's not only a prediction map of time. once you start going down the astrology rabbit hole, you, like me, begin to wonder about fate and free will, like who's in charge here? Because you're going to see the arc of destiny, and you're going to notice, if you use these timing tools, not only how to look forward, but how to look backwards. And one of the most surprising parts of this is that when we turn around and look backwards using astrology, we see pattern recognition and cycle repetition. So in my Divine Timing Masterclass, I've chosen 5 tools that I think I can teach intermediate to advanced beginner students. And I have taught this class before in 2022 and 2021, but not all of these tools. I taught 4 of these tools, I believe. So in our class, if you want to join me in the Divine Timing Masterclass for 5 consecutive weekends in the month of May on Saturdays, I'd love to have you there. There's a little checklist on my website that's going to ask you whether or not you think you're ready for this class, because you don't want to take this class if you've never before learned the meaning of the planets, the meanings of the houses, how to recognize the astrology glyphs. If you don't know the rudimentary language of astrology, this course will not be for you.
Lunatic astrology.